Paralegal Power Break. In today's session, we will be discussing cloud computing ethics. And this is pretty much a follow-up from yesterday's session. Yesterday's session was ABCs of legal cloud computing, where we pretty much talked about the basics of legal cloud computing, as well as the benefits and some different features in various cloud-based practice management systems, including Clio, Rocket Matter, MyCase, Abacus, Firm Manager, and then Thomson Reuters also have a cloud-based practice management system. In today's session, we are going to be talking about not necessarily the cons, but cloud computing ethics. So those ethical considerations to not just keep in mind, but to adhere to when you're using cloud-based systems in your office or department. Because even if you're the paralegal, sometimes paralegals will be the ones that implement new systems for a firm. So it's important that you know what these particular ethical requirements are. So here you can see on the screen now, you should see my slides up where it has ethical requirements for cloud computing. Now these are some of the common ethical concerns for various states. And then in a second here, we'll be going to the ABA's website and we'll go over the ABA's list of cloud ethics opinions for various states. And I'll show you how to search for cloud ethic opinions for your specific state and to go more into detail. So just to name a few of the general requirements, these are some that are in common among different states. One is unhindered access to data. Now, what we talked about yesterday is that when you're using a cloud-based system, that system is not stored on the computer nor the server of the law firm or the legal organization. It's actually stored on the server of the service provider. So let's say, for instance, if you use a system made by, let's say if you use MyCase. The company that creates MyCase would be who has the server where that system is actually stored, maintained, and all the updates and upgrades are done. So this ethical consideration is keeping that in mind, that you should not have your access hindered since you don't have the actual system stored on a computer at your firm or organization. And then all of the states that we'll go to next to the State Bar's website have a reasonable standard of care. So when you're using these cloud-based systems, you should use a reasonable standard of care with the usage. Also, you must, if you're using a cloud-based system, if your firm uses it, you have to guard against infiltration of data. A few weeks ago, we talked about cybercrime, and we talked about phishing and hacking attacks that were specific to law firms. And so if you're using a cloud-based system, you have to guard against the infiltration of the data. Some ways that you can do that is to create strong passwords. But when we go to the ABA's list in a second, you'll see that some of the states require you to actually consult with an online computer security, someone that specializes or is competent in that. So that particular person or your IT person, your IT department can tell you other ways that you can actually guard against the infiltration of data. And then one of the other ethical requirements that was in common for all of these states was the requirement to stay abreast of technology changes. We all know how fast technology changes. Just think about iPhone. Seems like iPhone, there's a new iPhone coming out every 6 months to a year. There's no difference with any other type of technology. Technology changes rapidly, and legal professionals are not exempt from staying abreast of these changes. It's not just important to stay abreast of legal changes, code changes, regulation changes, cases. It's also important to stay abreast of technology changes because technology is something that impacts the legal organization or legal profession a lot, especially with e-discovery and with the use of cloud-based practice management systems and cloud computing. You can also use cloud e-discovery systems as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the ABA's website and take a look at the list of, and they have a map, an interactive map where you can actually, for some states, click on your state. It will take you over to the ethical opinions so you can actually read those in more general, because this list that we're going to go to is just goes over some basics here, but you can go more in depth when you go over to the ABA's website. And you can actually get here, you can do a general Google search, American Bar Association Cloud Ethics Opinions Around the U.S., or go to Rainmakers Online, go to the blog on our website, and go to today's Power Break and click on the slides. It will take you directly over to this page. So when you scroll down here, you see this interactive map. All of the states in blue, if you click on those states, it's actually taking you down to this quick reference section. And when you go to this quick reference section, if you click on these opinions that are hyperlinked here, it will take you to those opinions. Now, I'm not sure how up to date this is and how often they're updated. So you do want to refer to your state bar and make sure that you have the most up-to-date opinion, as well as if you're in a state where that's not listed here. That does not mean that there are no rules concerning cloud computing. So you want to go to your state bar's website, use a research system if your office uses like LexisNexis, Westlaw, or if you use Lowest Fastcase now, Lowest Law is now Fastcase, or Google Scholar, FindLaw, whatever system you're using, general Google search, to locate the cloud ethics opinions for your state. So what I'm going to do now is go down this list, because this is not every state, it's not every 50 states, and reference each of the opinions, and then we'll talk about a few that kind of stand out here. Now in Alabama, it's opinion 2010-02. Arizona is opinion 0904. California, it's opinion 2010-179. In Connecticut, it's informal opinion 2013-07. In Florida, it's opinion 20-3. Iowa, opinion 11-01. Maine, opinion 207. Massachusetts, opinion 12-03. New Hampshire, opinion number 2012-13/4. New Jersey, opinion 701. New York, opinion 842. Now, I know I'm going quick here, so if you're in one of these states, or if you just want to research these in general, please make sure to go back to this page so you can get the opinion numbers. New York, opinion 842. Nevada, opinion 33. North Carolina, 2011, formal ethics opinion 6. Ohio, it's a informal advisory opinion 2013-03. Oregon, opinion 2011-188. Pennsylvania, opinion 2011-200. Vermont, opinion 2010-6. Virginia, legal ethics opinion 1872. Washington, advisory opinion 2215. Wisconsin, opinion EF-15-01. Now, in all of these states, when you see where it says permitted, that means that the use of cloud computing is permitted. So in your state, it may not be permitted. So, make sure that you look to see if your organization is considering using a cloud-based system. You don't see your state listed here. Search, look for your state bar's ethical opinion and their the ethical rules concerning the use of cloud computing to see if it's even permitted in your state. So some of the states that kind of stuck out here, and then we'll click on some of these links here to take you to the opinions so you can see some of these are pretty detailed, like California, it's a 7-page opinion here. So some of the things that stick out I believe it's in Vermont. Vermont has a rule that states that you have to discuss the appropriateness of cloud storage with your client if the data is especially sensitive, something like trade secrets. They also have a consideration where you should consider whether certain types of data, like wills, must be retained in their original paper format. Because when you're using a cloud-based system, you have the capability of creating and also storing documents in the system, so online. So you don't have to maintain a separate paper file. Some companies, some organizations that are paperless will not have a paper file. They will just have the online file. And so in Vermont, they're actually asking that lawyers, law firms consider whether certain types of data should also be retained in their original paper format as well. Now in New York has an opinion that states that which one is this is New York. I thought it was New York. Has in their opinion, states that you must investigate any potential security breaches or lapses by the vendor to ensure client data was not compromised. So, sometimes you hear of, whole systems or whole companies being hacked, their systems. Target was one. You hear this happens with the government as well. So if your service provider system has been hacked, you have to investigate your firm. When I say you, I'm referring to your firm, the firm that you work for, has to investigate any potential security breaches or lapses by that vendor to ensure that your client data was not compromised in that breach. In another state that had, is it California? Not California, let's see. Arizona, in their ethical opinion, they actually ask that your firm develop or consult someone with competence in online computer security. So some firms don't have IT departments. They don't even have an IT person. So in that particular instance, and I'm not sure, I don't know, I haven't read the whole opinion, you want to read it, when it says develop, I'm not sure if that means you have to develop some type of, develop competence on your own, either being the attorney has to develop this competence. I don't know if the attorney is allowed to delegate this over to the paralegal. If the attorney does not have competence, and don't quote me on that because I have not read the entire opinion for Arizona, when that language where it says develop or consult someone with competence in online computer security, what that means as far as develop or consult and making the differentiation between developing or consulting someone. But there has to be someone that the firm is deferring to, whether that is that attorney, and again, make sure you read the opinion so you can get the details on that, that is competent in not just IT and technology in general, but online computer security. Because again, the cloud-based system is online. This is an online system. That's what a cloud-based system is. It's not a desktop system. We talked about this yesterday. This is a system that is online. So you have to, there's hacking and phishing attacks in Arizona. Their opinion states that you have to develop or consult with someone that is competent in online computer security. So that is just some of the specific states. I'm going to click here on California, and you'll see here where this takes you to the actual opinion. Pretty detailed here, 7 pages. So if you're in California, using a cloud, any type of cloud computing, or considering the usage of cloud computing, you want to ensure that you read this so you see what that opinion covers, what's required, what's not required, what you need to do. So going back over to the ABA's, American Bar Association's website, then you can click on the different hyperlinks. Click on the map, it'll take you, let's click here on Florida. This will take you to Florida. If you click on the opinion, it will take you to the opinion. Again, I know like in Alabama, you click on here, it's taking you to a page that it says does not exist any longer. The page can't be found. That does not mean that rule has been removed, that particular page is not there any longer. So in that particular instance, you want to do some more searching. You're on the State Bar of Alabama's website, so you can actually type in cloud computing ethics and do a search and see if that will lead you to the ethical opinion. Or again, you can use LexisNexis, Westlaw, Fastcase, do a Google search, use FindLaw to locate what the cloud computing ethics are for your state. So with that, I am going to wrap this particular session up. I hope that you found it useful. And again, if this is your first Paralegal Power Break, these are short sessions, and they're meant to provide you with useful information in a short period of time, and also to direct you to where you can find more, get detailed information on that particular topic. So with today's topic, you can go over to the ABA's website. From there, you can go over to the specific state, or you can simply locate those cloud ethic opinions from conducting your own research. Now, if you want to access yesterday's Paralegal Power Break, go to rainmakersonline.com, go to the blog, go to Paralegal Power Breaks. That will take you to yesterday's session. And again, that goes over the ABCs of legal cloud computing. So it goes over cloud computing in more detail. You can also access other Paralegal Power Breaks as well as sign up for future Paralegal Power Breaks. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.